Go.
Hello, my name is Katie Manning, and welcome to Geeks Audio Heads, and have a lovely day, chucks. Hey!
Hey. Hi there. This is Geeks Assembled Audio Heads, and we are still, in the spooky realm of the Scarifyers, and we're doing Scarifyers, the Horror of Loch Ness, which has so many little parts to it. You'll just be mind blown. Anyway, I'd like to thank Tim Wells for coming back. Yay! Hi. And so we'll just, in order to warm him up, we'll let you two fellas go before him, and then we'll start dropping him in first. So please, could you, opening thoughts, Jeffrey, Beef Dad, please.
Yeah, great fun. There's some absolutely magical moments in this. David Warner is brilliant in this. It's as playing Harry. He really is really good. Terry Malloy does his usual genius performance as Dunning. Philip Maddock playing Dr. Pippin is very, very good. Very, very good. David Benson's Alistair Crowley is just hysterical, especially the moment where he's running around naked. That was just so funny. I just folded up laughing at that. I never expected Malcolm Campbell to be in this, because this goes back to when I was a child and the Bluebird was the fastest thing on water. David Bickerstaff did a lovely job as, well, I say the monster, but he was the, he came back from, dear, what's he called? He was in the other one, where he'd been summoned by the witches and Alistair Crowley. And
oh, you're talking about Dangmarsh.
That's the one, the Devil of Dangmarsh. He was brilliant in that, and he's superb in this. Demon summoning is a lot of fun, but I like Lizzie Roper. She was really good, and the passing on of the runes was. It was just great. It was a real nick from a very old film, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. And of course, all set in Scotland because it's in Loch Ness. But yeah, just so much fun, so much fun. Even though it is 2 hours long, it's still fun.
Yep. I think there's all 2 hours long now. Lee, what's your take on this?
Fun all the way. Yes, it's 2 hours long, and yes, I did it again. I did it in one sitting, and I think I enjoyed it for doing that more. Yeah, it's as Beef Dad said. Philip Maddock as Dr. Pippin. Brilliant. A few nods there to Brain of Morbius from as he played Dr. Solon in that. Yeah, it's a shame though that this was his last acting role before he passed away. His final role, but brilliantly played. Yes, David Warner has come into his stride in this one. As his, the Magic Circle, which was his first one. He was just, replacing Nicholas Courtney in that. But this is into his own stride. Dunning, yeah, Terry Malloy, brilliant as always. I did find he wasn't in this one as much as I'd liked him to have been. Because that's it, they'd split the two heroes up in this one. But yeah, when he was in it, he was funny as hell. I didn't expect the Bluebird and Campbell to be in this at all, to be honest. It took me by surprise when it was all mentioned. But yeah, it's a very, very funny story. I'll come to my favourite bits later on, but yeah, I enjoyed this. But there again, I've enjoyed all of the ones. Over to you, Susan.
Thanks. I think I may have froze. Oh, it says I'm unstable. Well, that's all right. How about you, Tim? What were your opening thoughts about this?
I don't have much to add to that. They both described it very well. Going into it, I thought 2 hours was going to seem kind of long, but to be fair, there's not a bad bit in it. There's not any fat in it at all. I mean, it's a fun run around with a lot of different what do you call it, scenes, a lot of different like mini scenes throughout. I guess you call them set pieces, but it's a lot of fun. I didn't even realize that was Philip Maddock until he started doing his Brain of Morbius bit, like Lee pointed out. I thought that was hilarious. And the Aleister Crowley, I mean, he was very camp. He sounded to me like he reminded me of Mr. Toad from The Wind in the Willows. I mean, because he was just such a show off, and he just got more and more ridiculous as the story went on. But I mean, it was like has been said, it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was basically just a comedy romp that just kind of kept going. I started to get a little bit confused as to who was who at some points, but it didn't really matter. I mean, it was all just a bit of fun. The story got more and more daft as it went along too, with the time travel and the misspellings of the incantations at the end. I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, it was great fun.
Cool. Well, with all the little things in this, it was. I mean, these are supposed to be really sort of ghost stories, and like ghost stories with humor, and ghost stories with heart, and ghost stories with like charisma, not like gory ghost stories. These are hilarious. And so, yeah, I'm going to move on to my favorite moments. My favorite moments where the Bluebird was supposed to hit 88 miles an hour, and you were going to see some serious stuff. And I thought that was hilarious. And I also liked the bit where they're tracking the Loch Ness monster, the Plesiosaur, I think it's called. Anyway, and they are like, I think you're gonna need a bigger boat. I mean, like there were, these classic, brilliant, callback lines from other things, and that was so fun for me. I was like, Easter egg, Easter egg, Easter egg, and yet the story just takes you places. Like it took time travel. I mean, everything, literally everything was going on in this. And Aleister Crowley did his character sounded, yes, like Mr. Toad, like you were saying, but Mr. Toad played by John Cleese. Because I mean, I was hearing Cleese's voice, like it was crazy. Anyway, so those are my favorite bits. We're gonna flip the direction. Tim, what are your favorite moments?
Probably the Morbius bit, just because I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is fun. I mean, and like you said, the bit with you're gonna need a bigger boat. That's like you said, a direct lift from Jaws. The reveal of the legs was pretty funny right there towards the end too. That he had woman's legs with tights on, and he was such a crap villain. He just got defeated really quickly with the beastie that showed up and bit his goldfish ball off. So I mean, it was just those are some of them. I mean, it was funny throughout. I mean, it just kept going. It is a bit like a Monty Python skit where it just kind of goes and turns into something else, halfway through, and it's just a lot of fun.
Right, and so Lee, what are your favorite bits?
Oh, where to start? Yes, the reveal of the legs, but they were lovely legs. There's so many. I mean, you said the movie references and all. You know, the Back to the Future, and you said Jaws. Just, you know, it's been mentioned the Crowley. You know, he's thinking he's invisible in the pub, being naked, and then he gets a phone call. Yeah, Crowley, it does steal this one, I think, because the way he over-exaggerates the Scottish accent as well, it just made me giggle all the way through. And the two Scottish old biddies, you know, with the mishearing of what they were saying all the time, that was just so hilarious as well. Yeah, I enjoyed this. Yeah, there was a few fun bits there as well. I mean, I do like David Warner's Grumpy Crow. I really do. It is totally different character to what Nicholas Courtney did. But I am. This is only the second one Warner has done. He's so abrupt with people. I just love it. so you know, straight to the point. But, yeah, I mean also as well the Loch Ness monster hunters, sightseers, whatever they were called. You know, they were making all the monsters, the mechanical monsters and all like that. And Harry Crow's just blasting them with showing a shotgun and stuff like that. It was a brilliant story. Yeah, over to you, Susan.
All right, Jeffrey. You know, I'd like to know your favorite bits, and then anything else you guys want to say. As soon as Jeffrey's done speaking, the floor is open.
I loved the bit with the bed sheets. I thought that was just hysterical. Being chased by basically bed sheets. They were possessed, but oh dear, that really creased me up. As I said at the beginning, you know, the Crowley running around naked, but it was the giggling and the laughing that he was doing. It wasn't just the fact that he was running around naked. It was actually his performance while he was supposedly naked was just so funny and so clever. Especially when you think back to the original period and the original Aleister Crowley. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law was his most famous quote. But yeah, the pub manager, that was hysterical. You know, bumping into everybody and everything all the time. That got to me. And as I said, the whole business about the passing of the runes that had been given to him in the book by the old biddy, and then he gave it back, rather than giving it back to her, he gave it back to her dog, so her dog got destroyed. And the description of the amount of blood and guts and everything you get from a tiny terrier was hysterical. But yeah, it's just so incredibly entertaining, and there were some really magical moments. I mean, when Dunning ends up back in Neanderthal times, that was so hysterical. And Terry Molloy just did that brilliantly, trying to have a conversation with a Neanderthal. That was creased me up, absolutely creased me up. And back to you, Susan.
Well, you know, back in the Neanderthal times, they were also singing along, doing some sing-alongs, and like they were just hilarious.
You've just reminded me of that period where Dunning was with Campbell, where he had an interpreter that was it was interpreted into to those. That was just, you know, every time he spoke, then some of those grunts and groans, and that was just making me laugh. It's well written, it's well acted. It's, what can you say?
Does anybody know who the writer was?
Simon Barnard and Paul Morris. It was two of them.
Yeah.
Because it seemed very Paul Mars to me. Like it reminded me a bit of those Baker's Ends that we listened to.
Yeah, but it was Simon Barnard and Paul Morris, and Simon Barnard directed it.
Okay.
I think that everything kind of informs everything else in that group of writers, and those each, you know, production house impacts the other ones. Anyway, that
They all blend brilliantly.
So good. So let's do final say and score. If you feel like, you know, let's start off with Lee, please.
Well, as I say, we've done a few of these Scarifyers now, and 9s and 10s. So because they've been that damn good, so for me, it's going to be 10 exploding tiny terriers out of 10.
All right. And Beef Dad?
Yeah, I'm with Lee on this. Absolutely brilliant, superbly performed, brilliantly written, brilliantly directed, and it gets 10 bed sheets out of 10 for me.
All right. And Tim?
Well, it's a lot of fun. I could listen to David Warner read the phone book, so it gets 9.5 phone books out for me.
And for me, I'll give it a solid blue 10 out of 10 for the blue bird. And I'd like to say that, you know, that we're going to have the opportunity again in about a month and a half or so, that Phil Rose is coming back, and we're going to do the Gnomes of Death with him. And he was, as his character Bunny is restored to the world of the living. No, I'm just kidding. He's coming back anyway. So let's, we're looking forward to that, but we're going to finish this run of Scarifyers because it's Terry Malloy's birthday, and this is our birthday present to him. It's a gift that keeps on giving. Geeks Assembled Audio Heads, reviewing all of the Scarifyers.
Oh, crumbs.
Yeah, so happy birthday, Terry Malloy. We love you. Anyway, so can we sing it to him in Neanderthal, please?
Yes. I think you're not the only one who's unstable, Susan.
Anyway, yeah, so tune in again. Thanks, guys.